The Overlord's return is still something that just blows my mind. We've obviously had rumours and huge hints towards his return for months now, but still, I just can't quite wrap my head around it. Believe it or not though, the Overlord isn't actually my favourite character. Sure, he is incredible in terms of how badass and simply cool he is, but as a character, he lacks a lot, let me just say that. However, this new trailer shows us that some improvements seem to be happening with the Overlord, which leaves me to discuss all of this in a video, so let's get into this. So what do I actually mean by all of this? Put simply, in the past, the Overlord has been, well, basically, he's the big bad evil in Ninjago, and that's literally it. He is the equivalent to the first Spinjitzu Master in that regard. He is the darkness that as always attacks the light side of the balance. Without the Overlord, honestly, Ninjago would descend into chaos because he is there as part of the balance. But the thing is, they never really focused more on the Overlord's intentions, his motivations, his actual character. He's just kind of been there as this intimidating guy that wants to take over Ninjago for the sake of it, and he's there, he's evil, powerful, whatever. That's literally it. However, we've never really known his intention, and with this new trailer, although we don't really have much, we do have a few lines from the Overlord in which he basically says why he's doing what he does, which I think is really awesome. In the trailer, he basically thinks that Ninjago would be more peaceful if everything was darkness and if he could rule. He basically sees that as the only way Ninjago could have peace. That alone serves as a really interesting dynamic, in my opinion, to the Overlord, and is something, as I keep saying, we've never really seen much of before. The fact that the Overlord kind of actually wants peace in a way, in his twisted opposite mind, it kind of serves as a really interesting parallel to what we're used to. In fact, it almost makes the Overlord a bit more reasonable in that way. If that's really the right word here, it probably isn't, but it kind of gives you a bit of an insight as to what the Overlord is thinking when he does what he does. And obviously he has very ruthless means, but in the end, he wants the same result as the ninja in a way, but just in a very opposite position. He wants peace, but at the same time, his means and the way he goes about it are obviously completely unethical and are the opposite of what the ninja want. For example, when he says stuff in the trailer along the lines of destruction comes from the eternal struggle between light and darkness, you know, it's a small line, although very badass, let me just say that. It's just really interesting and gives us, again, a big insight into the Overlord, what he's about, what he wants, and it's something that has been so long overdue because we never really got any of this in seasons 2 and 3. Back then he was just kind of evil, whatever, he was evil, that's literally all there was to him, but now we're kind of getting an insight into what he's thinking when he does all of this, which I find to be really incredible, and this alone gives me really high hopes for the rest of the Overlord in Crystalized, because we've only had a few lines of him saying stuff like this in the trailer. Imagine him in the actual season. Hopefully we get a lot more insight into the Overlord and his mind and everything like that, more of his actual character. I think that would be amazing to see, and would be one of the main things I would love to see from Crystalized, and that has the potential to make the Overlord a fan favourite character for sure, because this could really be a redemption for him in terms of fan reception, because a lot of people aren't really too fond of the Overlord, and I can definitely see why people may not like him, but this could be the chance to turn all of that around, which I'm incredibly hyped for. And yeah, that's basically all of my thoughts and all I've got to say on this subject. With all of this being said, drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. With all of this being said, drop a like on today's video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we are on the road to 4,000 subscribers. I would love to get there by the end of the summer, and hit that notification bell so you guys can be the first to watch my new content the second it does release on a daily basis. And with all of this being said, I'll see you all in my next one coming out very soon. Goodbye.